Hi, welcome back to Music Industry Insiders. We're going to get back into a few more questions about how to break through into the music industry. And question to the expert of the music industry, why do you think unsigned artists have a hard time breaking into the music industry?
Well, if we look at here, just if we look at Richmond and at home, pretty much what artists need to do is they need to develop a team. And when you have an artist and you're trying to break out, it becomes being supported by your hometown. Like we just watched Lil Wayne. I remember when Lil Wayne was down with the Hot Boys and they all came to Flavors and he wasn't even like in the group. He was just there supporting. He probably was 14 years old. I mean, but they had the full support of New Orleans. They had the radio, they had their television, they had their magazines. Here in Richmond, what needs to happen is everybody needs to come together. Like all the artists, it's a competition, but it's a friendly competition because everyone is trying to enter into the NBA of music. So it's not, you can't be on an island and try to make it out of Richmond. And when you do, when you practice individualism, then it doesn't bring it home. If we could come together and develop a real industry where the radio stations supported the artists, where the Urban Views and Style magazine supported the artists, where the local news, Fox or CW did a segment about local artists so that we could push it forward. So when you get into the game, you will have already had interviews, you will have already done radio, and you'll have somewhat of the whole city following you. It's real hard to do it as an individual and have an independent movement.
Exactly, I understand that. Can you explain to our audience what is a 360 deal?
A 360 deal has become the industry standard. If memory serves me correct, Madonna signed it first, and then Jay-Z. Both of them received upwards of $60 million for signing their deal. The average cat that's going to sign a 360 deal is going to get what he believes to be about $600,000. But what a lot of people don't understand is that's going to encompass his whole budget. If you get a $600,000 deal from a label, that doesn't mean that you've received $600,000. That means they're going to put, let's go with about $100,000, $150,000 behind you in radio. They're going to shoot 4 or 5 videos out of that budget. So it's another $30,000, $40,000 gone. They're going to put your marketing budget into that whole situation. So your product placement, anytime you turn on iTunes and you see an artist up on iTunes on New Music Tuesday, that's paid for. That's called product placement or little punch ads. So that's all coming out of your budget. At the end of the day, the artist may only receive, I don't know, $10,000, $20,000 for his personal use to put in his pocket, because you got the lawyer's going to take a third of that. He's going to have a manager who's going to get 10 to 20% of that deal. And then the biggest deal, though, is that the majors now, when they say 360, it means 360 degrees. They're going to take a percentage of everything you do. Like in the 60s, they beat artists out of their publishing. The Little Richards and the Dells and the Temptations, all of them fought because they were losing so much money in publishing. So in the late 80s, early 90s, all the independent artists had regained control of their publishing. Well, now the 360 deal has come back, and what that basically does is you've given up a percentage of your publishing, and now they've tapped into getting a percentage of your tour money, because a 360 deal basically says any income derived from the entertainment industry, then the record company is entitled to a percentage of it. For example, Puffy started Sean John and Jay-Z started Rockaware. And those are their independent money. And 50 did a deal where he did Vitamin Water. Okay. All that is their individual money. Well, the record company got upset with that and the way that all of that went about, and they said that they've done all the promotions, and 50 was able to get his Vitamin Water deal, or Sean John was able to sell so many clothes because they were first entertainment, they were artists, they were stars, and they took that stardom and flipped it over here. Well, now if I got signed today and I signed a 360 deal, when I decided I wanted to put out Fat Tommy clothes, the record company would get a percentage of that money. Queen Latifah and Will Smith became superstar actors. and actresses. If they sign today a 360 deal, the record company will be entitled to a percentage of the money that they receive from acting. Because they would say the only reason why you became an actor is because we made you Queen Latifah. Just like the only reason why Rockaway is selling is because we made you Jay-Z. The only reason why Sean Jean is selling is because we made Puffy. Okay. So they're trying to snatch up a percentage of all of that money. Not only that, but then your tour support. If you go, it used to be the label would provide you money to support your tour. So if you were a new artist and you didn't have enough money for a tour bus, the label may front you some money. Now, the label takes some of your money. So if you go out on the road and you're booking for, say, $50,000, the label's gonna take $12,000 of that dollar. So they get a 360 means any money that's derived from, any income derived from the entertainment industry. So that's your tours, that's your publishing, that's your record sales, and then if you go get a job technically at Burger King and the person at Burger King hired you because you Puffy and they want Puffy to work at Burger King, then instead of getting $300, you're gonna get $200 because the record company gonna take $100 of your check.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
We're learning some knowledge here, people.
But now, that is the standard, and when you look at it, it seems crazy, but by the same token, there's things that the record labels are supposed to do. Now, when you sign a 360 deal and they say they want a percentage of your shows, then they're also supposed to see that you get, because I'm signed to a Warner Brothers, that means I should get on a great tour. So what you then need to do is push your record company to say, Jay-Z and Kanye out, I want to open for them because I need the pressure from the record company to get me on a good tour so that I'm giving them 10% of a $100 million tour. Then I'm not so mad because they got me on one of the top grossing tours. If I'm going to give up some of my publishing and I'm signed with Warner Brothers, then when the Muppet movie comes out, I want 2 songs on the Muppet movie, or I want 2 songs on 1010, or just in movies, because they're taking your publishing because they're supposed to then get your songs placed. So they want some of your tours, they want some of, they want some of your clothing line. You have a clothing line, then you're supposed to say that's not a problem, but I need Warner Brothers to partner with me. I need them to see that my clothes are worn in movies so that at the end it'll say clothes provided by Fat Tommy. So now my clothes are selling because of the record company. And the record company just isn't expecting me to do all this and then come and get a piece of the money. I mean, if you're gonna sign a 360 deal, the only deal you're gonna be offered is a 360 deal. But when you sign that deal, you have to put stipulations in it to help you as well as the record company, because the record companies are gonna be looking at their side. You got to make sure that your side is covered. Like, what do I get for giving you a percentage of my clothing? What do I get for giving you a percentage of my tours? What do I get for giving you a percentage of my record sales? Even the record sales. If you're going to take a percentage of my record sales, am I going to be on the front of New Music Tuesday on iTunes? Am I going to be on the front of Rolling Stone magazine? Because I'm signed to a major. So now when I'm with a major, then all of this needs to come in. I need the major, the weight of the major behind me, because when we promoted back in the day and we had Outkast and Biggie, you would see Biggie on the cover of Source, you would see him on the cover of XXL. You would see Andre, I guess Outkast did 3 movies. I mean, you would see, they were always in movies. And if you go all the way back to the early 90s, when you had the Kid and Play series, all of that was stuff that the record companies were supporting to see that the artists were promoted. They got them in these films, they helped produce these films, they got their music placed in all these movies. If you remember Boys in the Hood, all that movie, all Interscope, back in the day they really pushed to get your music placed in movies. They really pushed to get it placed, like Sister to Sister. When I worked at Arista, when I worked at Warner Brothers, I had met a sister, Felicia Henderson, who produced Sister to Sister, the TV show with the twins. I think they had Tamara and Tia and Tamara. Okay. When I got to Arista, they called, we were about to break a Goody Mob record and a Brand Nubian record at the same time. I picked up the phone, I called Felicia Henderson and said, look, I got this cool ass peace sign poster from Brand Nubian, and I want to get it. I'm trying to push this, and I'm trying to break this new Goody Mob record. Felicia said, no problem. We'll put the poster in Tina and Tamara's room. So if you ever look on an old rerun of it, you'll see the peace sign from Brand New being in Tina and Tamara's room. And then she actually brought Goody Mob, CeeLo and them came and did the show. CeeLo and them did the Sister to Sister show, all because of a phone call that I made to keep their music. That's what we did to help promote the artists, to get them out there.
All right. Okay, well, my next question, you know, speaking of, you know, big artists that actually broke through, we have two artists that did break through from Richmond and, well, Virginia. We have Trey Songz and Chris Brown. And how do you feel that they helped us get on the map and help the industry view us as artists?
Well, let's take it back. We got Chris Brown, Trey Songz. Down the beach, we have Missy and Timberland. On the pop side, we got the Dave Matthews Band, and Pat Benatar, all from Virginia. All of them, that touches on the individualism. All of them operated as individuals. I think the first urban artist to get signed, or if we could, in our day, would have been D'Angelo. Now D'Angelo, when he signed, he's the one that started, okay, if we really want to get it, D'Angelo is the one who, all this neo-soul music, wasn't here till D'Angelo.
Till D'Angelo came.
Braids, everybody with braids?
Wasn't here.
Everybody you see wearing braids, all these hip Allen Iverson and everybody with their cornrows. Before D'Angelo did that, nobody was doing it. But then D'Angelo also rushed to New York. And a lot of people in Richmond always wanted to be New York back in the day for some reason, you know. And D'Angelo rushed in and shouted out Brooklyn more than he did Virginia. Then you look at Chris Brown. He's really not from Richmond. He's Tappahannock, but he at least tries to do stuff in Virginia, but he didn't come with a team and a clique that really was Virginia per se. Like what even Trey was the closest one to really come with a clique, except his clique just got in trouble. But he was really going to put all his boys on. When you look at the industry and you look at Lil Wayne, Lil Wayne was put on by BG, that was put on by Juvie and all them. They put their whole clique on. When you look at Puffy and Bad Boy, he went and got everybody from his neighborhood. When you go all the way back to Queensbridge, when you go and you look at Russell Simmons, he put his brothers on, you know. Then everybody they signed pretty much was from their neighborhood. When you look at MCA, everybody got signed to MCA. Rakim, all of them was from Queens. When you look at Jive Records, KRS-One, he put the whole Boogie Down Productions on. That was his whole clique. He didn't go outside the clique trying to find a female artist. He put everybody he knew on. If you look at NWA, Niggas with Attitudes, Dr. Dre and all them, he put on everybody he knew. They put on Michel'le, all of them. With NWA, they went right within the clique. Everybody that came, they was all a group of kids that grew up together. Now, when you fast forward to us right here today in Richmond, even the Dungeon family, if you go back and look at Outkast, Goody Mob, Joy, all of them came out the same clique. Even TLC is Jive Dungeon family because she all hung with Rico Wade and all them. So all of those guys grew up together and stayed true to their neighborhood, and they rose as a unit. Now when you come to Richmond and you look at all the artists here in Richmond, they can't put their differences aside to come together collectively to say we're going to put this push behind Big Get It. Let's take Big Get It or Ruin. Both of them been trying, Cousin Pete, all of them tried to come and make this movement happen, and they had all of their friends, but not the whole industry. Like, they didn't get all of the South Side. They didn't get all of the radio, like Lonnie B and Mike Street and DJ Foot, and all of them didn't. All the DJs didn't come together collectively and say, we're going to support this artist. Like, if all the DJs, if we started like a real music industry where all the radio DJs came together and we decided that we're going to put out a Chill Will record. So when Chill Will drops the record, and DJ Foot, Big Nat, Lonnie B, DJ Flavor, Drake, every DJ in Richmond says we're going to play it. And I don't mean on the radio. Let's just go with the clubs. They're going to play you in 3, 2, 1, Posh, every club in Richmond, because you're dealing with all the DJs. If your record is played in every club in Richmond, you don't have to start at the radio. You would have to get all these little DJs to come together and say, we're going to support you.